when I called myself an atheist, when I used to shut the door of the God completely, I used to view religion and religious people not in a good way. I'm not saying I saw them, treated them badly, but more of a I just didn't think that they were real. I sometimes wondered if they actually believed in a God spiritually, or are they just trying to cope to the fact that they have to believe in this thing so that they get extra comfort or extra benefit by believing in a God or in a religion, specific religion? So they would just pretend like they actually believe that thing is real in order to get the full benefit. I know it sounds weird and very pragmatic, but that actually is one of the reasons why I thought that religion isn't for me. Even back then, when I didn't really question about my beliefs and didn't dive into any kind of religions, I used to think that religion, I never denied the fact that believing in a religion will always be benefit to certain types of people, not like derogative way, not like these people who are dumber than the usual people are gonna fall for religion and they're gonna have some benefits. Not in that kind of way. I just thought that having this kind of concrete belief and foundation in your life, like a pillar in your belief in your mind, will always help you no matter the situation. Like in extreme cases, even if you are going through something like you're the evil guy, you're the villain in the scene in that particular moment, it'll be really helpful to have some a belief that will just accept you for who you are and pulls you and keep pushes you towards something toward being a better person in the future. So 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 yeah, I still believe that believing in a religion will always benefit. Like fully believing in a religion has so many benefits and goodness that comes from it. But I kind of changed my position as of now lately after studying about religion and reading Bible. Like I said before, in it's been 13 days now, and my just so far my journey just not been that great. I look up every single terms that I don't know and takes much longer times than I usually spend on reading books. But that's not the point. Like what I want to say is, regardless of what you believe, and I know when it comes to religion and atheism, specifically religion and a religious people versus atheist people, there's this strong debate and arguments going on. I myself also am guilty of this since I felt like I was losing. I was in a losing side every single time when I watched the reels talking like having very strong counter argument against atheism. I couldn't take it as a chance to actually question my belief and trying to develop it as actually as mine. Like understand it further so that I can get to question it, and at the end I have this conclusion that even after I question this and I could and there's like serious good counter arguments, I can argue them backwards like with this. You know, I have answers with this. This is flawed because of that and that and that. You know, I couldn't do that back then, but now that I learned more about religion just in general, I just think that there are no differences. Just like I said, every beliefs are at the end cope, like fundamentally just a cope to deal with this reality. And I still have um that idea, but still I think that religion is the easiest way to build a concrete idea, build a concrete belief, have a concrete belief about and have rules submitting to a higher being than you And the reason why I use the term easiest is because it's the it's shaped and formed by humans. Developed by humans thousands of years ago, tested by humans thousands of years, and their actual books just for that religion that were written over and over again, like different verses, and I mean different versions of the same book over and over again by like in the centuries. So like if we view it in a pragmatic way, religion like has nothing to like nothing really bad it when it comes to trying to find a solid ground of belief. I'm not saying again, like I'm not saying whenever I say this, it sounds like I'm condoning all the bad sides and downsides comes that come with religion. But like that really isn't my point. You can live well, you can live just fine by not believing in a god or submitting to a higher being. But my point being, it's no matter what form of your belief is, it will exceptionally you'll exceptionally be better and be a full version of yourself once you have this concrete belief about this world and have these rules that you set upon yourself, not actually yourself, since it's not like making your own beliefs and following your dreams and following what you say about just keep on going, pushing forward, and like validating yourself, not from others. But that also has has critical flaws, which are it's not as structurally strong, I'll say, as religion is. It's very fragile since it's built by you. I'm not saying so. I had this thought in my head that how can atheists, or how can people like who doesn't have a religion, doesn't believe in a god, can have a high moral standard, or how can they live this world while trying to stick with their own rules that they set upon themselves. But I realized that believing in a god is also not another form of putting yourself. I mean, setting these rules upon yourself. It's just different kinds. It's just more structurally uh, complex, and I'd say it's more deep. It has much more depth, and it doesn't just gives you. It's not granted. The feeling of comfort that you get from any kind of religions gets stronger the more you study about it. That's why religion feels like you earned it. Every single time I see like debates between atheists and religious people, or any people in different kinds of fields who are very successful and believes in a god, I see this one common thing is that they have this certainty in their eyes, and it's that certainty, no matter like whether it's actual like true or not, whether it's true in this world or not, at least in their worlds, but like that works as such a strong motivation in their own lives. And I think that it's phenomenal. It's like if you can have it, it's like imagine you're competing with this dude who thinks that a whole god, like an actual god for him, like an actual god is right behind him. Like how do you even compete that? Like even if there's no destroying that person unless he has this existential crisis or questions about his beliefs and ends up not believing in that god anymore. But that's very unlikely if he pushed through the journey by himself for a very long period of time. That's why I think even religion, when it comes to having a solid belief, it really doesn't have to be like any kind of forms, any kind of religions or building yourself. Like it really doesn't matter. Like unless if it's if it works for you, if it actually helps you to be a better version of yourself and be a full version of yourself, build your full consciousness, and at the end leave a positive impact to the society, and you're not harassing anyone, then I think like you just don't have to hesitate to keep on studying, like keep on developing that part of you. Because I truly believe that any kind of beliefs that you are appeal to is kind of results of your traumas and also your past events that are critical to the point that are like you subconsciously like are part of it, you know, like you're already part of those events and traumas. And when you're attracted to, I don't know, like you want to, you have interest, you are interested in Christianity or any kind of religions, I think it has something to do with what you dealt with before, and it like resonates with you, and you just feel like it's the right thing to believe it. And in any kinds, like I see it, I know it's like another side topic, but every single time I see a religious people, like some religious people trying to believe, trying to like prove the existence of God in scientific field, I never understood that actually like okay, like to be honest, I think it's so absurd, like it's so ridiculous for them to trying to even trying to prove the existence of God in scientific field, which it fails fundamentally. Like I just don't get the fact that there are so many religious people who are eager to trying to prove it in the field that they just cannot. And it's not like science should be the only way to explain about this world. Like it fails fundamentally in science, in its own term. Like you cannot prove scientifically that science is the only way to understand and explain about this universe. Not that I'm talking about really like spiritual, like everything's real, but like we just don't know, you know. But every single time I open up a comment section in reels or YouTube comments, or you know, like you just see so many things like, oh, so this is proven, you know, Bible is proven, and it's like seeking for validations from atheists that this is proven in your field, which it's not true, you know. Scientifically, Bible really isn't, it has never proven anything in science, in like scientifically. You can debunk it every single thing, but that doesn't mean that it's not true at all. Like why do you have to be so focused and entitled in in science world? Like you're just being played by it in that field. And I understand that the feeling that since science is something that in society like nowadays is agreed to be kind of the top, like prior at the top, on the top tier of proving things, you know, like the truth, like closest to the truth. So I understand, also understand the kind of psychology thing going on in their head. Like if I don't prove it, this, if I say like, oh, there's no scientific like validations or like scientific proofs behind this, it makes you feel like you like this is not true at all, you know. This doesn't stand as a truth in this society. So I also understand, but it still sounds really stupid every single time I read or like see that like just looking at people trying to prove the existence of God in the field that they cannot. I never understood that. But anyways, like I kind of sidetracked. But my point being, if you like, since you were little, like you had this religion or any kind of beliefs that appealed you specifically, but you're afraid of being bashed by your own family members or anything, you know, like your friends, or you just feel like you have to just follow the crowd, the majority of the majority in your own hometown or like around your community, then that actually just accepting the truth, accepting the truth for you, accepting the thing that actually helps you out to live your world, to live your life, and just admitting to the fact that this appeals to you and going all in, like actually studying and earning the comfort and validation will always help you much more to progress in your life and be a full version of yourself. Thank you for watching the video.